Hey everyone, today we are tackling one of the absolute toughest parts of being a parent, the dreaded meltdown. We're going to dig into why our go-to tactics, the ones we think should work, so often seem to just backfire. And more importantly, we'll discover what this science actually tells us works instead. Let's dive in.
Okay, if you're a parent, I am sure this feels familiar, right? That feeling of just talking to a brick wall when your child is completely falling apart. It's so frustrating, it's exhausting, and it turns out there's a really good reason for it. And here's a spoiler, it has absolutely nothing to do with your child trying to be difficult.
And this brings us to something that we can call the logic trap. It's that natural instinct we all have to explain, to reason, to use logic when our kids are just overwhelmed. But as you've probably experienced, this approach is pretty much doomed from the start.
And this, right here, really gets to the heart of the problem. When we try to force logic on a child who literally can't process it, we're not just being ineffective, we're actually making things so much worse. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. The stress just escalates for everyone involved, and honestly, it can even start to chip away at that trust we've built. So what on earth is actually happening inside their little brain? Well, it all comes down to the brain's automatic response to stress. This isn't about bad behavior or defiance. This is pure biology. And once you understand this piece, it is a total game changer for how you approach these moments.
So the big idea we need to wrap our heads around is this: a dysregulated nervous system. I want you to think of it like the brain's emergency alarm system. When that alarm is blaring, the body's one and only priority is survival. And that means all the sophisticated thinking parts of the brain, the ones that handle logic, consequences, problem solving, they get shut down. They are, quite literally, offline.
Okay, so here's how it goes down in 3 simple steps. First, that survival response kicks in. We've all heard of it: fight, flight, or freeze. Second, as a result, the thinking brain, what we call our executive functions, just shuts down. Planning, impulse control, all of it goes right offline. And that leads directly to step 3. Reasoning becomes impossible. You just can't access a part of the brain that isn't taking calls.
So, if logic is out, then what's in? This is where we make this huge shift in our thinking. We move away from trying to control the situation, and we move toward creating a connection. This is the whole idea of co-regulation.
And the difference is just night and day. On one hand, you've got the control approach. This is where the lectures, threats, and punishments live. But on the other hand, you have co-regulation, and this is all about connection. It's about using our own calm presence, our ability to tune in to what they need, to help our child's system find its way back to calm. It's not about winning a battle, it's about being a safe harbor in their emotional storm.
This is such a powerful idea. I really want you to let this one sink in. Your child's nervous system is learning how to calm down by borrowing from yours. When you can stay calm in the chaos, you are providing a living, breathing template for what calm actually feels and looks like. You become the anchor they can tether to until their own storm passes. So how do we actually become that calm template? Well, it starts with us. And this isn't about faking it till you make it. It's about genuinely regulating our own nervous system first. Just pause, take a deep breath. You can even say something out loud like, "Wow, this is a really big feeling. I'm going to take a breath to help my body stay calm." When you do that, you're not just managing the moment, you are teaching a skill that will last them a lifetime.
Okay, so that's all the theory, but what does this actually look like in the heat of the moment when things are getting intense? Let's build a really practical toolkit with some scripts and strategies you can start using today.
You know what all of these phrases have in common? They don't judge and they don't demand. All they do is communicate safety. Simple words like "I'm here" or "let's breathe together" are incredibly powerful signals to a child's nervous system that the threat has passed and it's safe to start calming down. With these scripts, you're basically lending your child your calm, organized brain for a minute. When their own ability to plan and problem solve is totally offline, you can offer them that structure. Using phrases like "first this, then that" helps break down an overwhelming moment into a single, tiny, manageable step. And here is a fantastic little cheat sheet of tangible tools you can use. The most important thing to remember here is that these are regulation tools, not punishments or rewards. For example, just offering a simple choice between 2 things can give back a sense of agency to a child who feels completely out of control. It's that simple, but that powerful. So as we start to wrap up, let's bring everything we've talked about together into one core guiding principle. This should be our North Star in all those difficult parenting moments.
This is it. If you remember only one thing from our time together, please let it be this. Your quiet, calm, non-judgmental presence is the most powerful and effective tool that you have. It communicates more safety and more love than any lecture or consequence ever could. So let's just lock this in with 3 final thoughts. First, stop trying to use logic on an overwhelmed nervous system. It's a dead end. Second, your most powerful tool isn't correction, it's co-regulation through connection. And finally, never ever underestimate this. Your calm presence is what truly communicates safety and builds that deep, lasting trust. And really, that's what this is all about. This is not about being a perfect parent, it's just about making progress, one small step at a time. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What's just one small step you can take this week to practice moving from control to connection? Thanks for joining me.